What's up everybody, it's Sean here and I'm back today to give you a review of the Teddy Santis New Balance 990 V6 in this Castlerock and Moonrock colorway. Teddy Santis, the founder of Aimé Leon d'Or and the creative director for New Balance's Made in USA line, is ready to unveil season 6 of his Made in USA collection, headlined by a 993 and 2 colorways of the 990 V6. So this pair is one of them and it's called the Castlerock and Moonrock colorway, and they're releasing on August 15th for a retail price of $220 US or $285 here in Canada. The style code for this shoe is U990GR6. And I have to say this colorway is probably the most anticipated of the bunch, but I saw on their collection picture there's supposed to be some 997s coming out as well, so I'll be keeping a close eye on those specific releases. But in terms of the 990 V6, this one I thought was really clean. So as usual, this is a Made in USA New Balance sneaker, and though we've seen previous gray colorways of the 990 V6 already, this one's a little bit different in that it incorporates a little bit more cream and tan tones, which makes it a more warmer sneaker to wear in the upcoming fall season. So diving right into the details, on the toe box, this is covered in this tan colored mesh, and right above this towards the laces, we have a reflective 3M panel with New Balance branding, which is done in a mix of gray and off-white. Along the medial edge of the toe box, we have this small layer of tan colored reflective 3M, and then overlaid on both sides of the toe box, we have this perforated synthetic nubuck. Surrounding the front toe cap, we have a very plush gray colored suede, which is a genuine suede, and this runs down the entire length of the shoe as well as around the back. It also covers the eyelets of the sneaker, but the top two eyelets, this is again done in this reflective panel in a mix of gray and cream. And then stitched on top of the mid panel, we have a New Balance N logo, which is done in a mix of off-white and gray. And then next to this, we have another reflective panel, which is also done in tan. Covering the bottom of the heel, we have more of that genuine gray colored suede, and we have 990 branding pressed onto the lateral side, and this is done in more of a bronze or copper tone. In the middle of the heel, we have this plastic or TPU layer with Made in USA branding, and then on the top of the heel, this is covered in an off-white colored nylon. As far as the laces go, so this pair comes with two different lace options. The standard lace that they come with and the one that I prefer are these flat style white laces. I just like how it gives it more contrast, but they also come with a tan colored lace as well if you want to give the shoe a bit more of a tonal and subdued look. Underneath this, the bottom half of the tongue is covered in the same mesh that we saw covering the upper of the shoe. However, we have a gray nylon layer on the top of the tongue, and we have this gray colored overlay fused on top with New Balance 990 V6 branding. The back of the tongue and the interior of the shoe, this is lined in what feels like a terry cloth material, and to me this gives it more of like a retro or vintage vibe. And then for the insoles, these come with a decently padded foam lined insole, and we have New Balance running branding pressed onto the heel. So the upper of the 990 V6 sits atop this chunky midsole, which is crafted using New Balance's fuel cell foam technology. So the midsole is painted in this vintage looking cream color on the forefoot, along with gray on the heel. And in addition to fuel cell, we also have end cap technology. This is positioned on the heel of the sneaker, and it's painted in this off-white color. And end cap is a dual density foam setup consisting of a softer EVA core surrounded by a stiffer polyurethane rim, giving you a good balance of softness and support on the edges. And then for the outsole of the shoe, this is your typical 990 V6 outsole. This is all done in black rubber. We have this wavy style traction pattern on the forefoot, along with these grooves to give you added flexibility. And you can see on the heel right in the center, this gray layer, this is just exposed fuel cell foam. So that breaks down the look and the construction of this pair. And for those wondering about sizing, so these fit like any other 990 V6, so I personally prefer to go a half size down because the 990 V6 is a shoe that I feel runs a little bit too long to go true to size in. So my foot measures as a true size 10, slightly on the wider side. I got these in a size 9.5. They fit me perfectly lengthwise. They're a little bit snug widthwise around the ball of my foot, but in my experience with past 990 V6 colors that I've worn, the more you wear them, the more they break in, and eventually, at least for me, the pressure points around the ball of my foot go away, ultimately fitting my shoe very nicely. So I feel like if you have a narrow, normal, or even a slightly wide foot, you can go a half size down from your true to size. But if you have a really wide foot, because of the snugness around this area right here, I'd recommend just sticking true to size and just dealing with the extra length in the shoe. To give you guys a point of comparison, I also go a half size down to a 9.5 in a lot of made in USA models like the 992, 993, and the 990 V3, V4, V5. Whereas I go true to size or a size 10 in other New Balance silhouettes like the 860 V2, 2002R, 1906R, and a lot of the made in UK models like the 991 and the 1500. Moving on to the comfort of this shoe, so the 990 V6 in my opinion is a very comfortable sneaker, but keep in mind it's not one that feels traditionally like a New Balance 990. So whereas traditionally they have more of a stable, supportive feel, the 990 V6 kind of turns at 180 and it has much more of a dynamic, more of a bouncy feel underfoot, and that's because of the fuel cell foam. So straight out of the box, when you try these on, the first thing you probably notice is that they have quite a significant level of bounciness to them. And because of the shape of the midsole and the use of fuel cell in conjunction with end cap, it has more of a dynamic feel, one that kind of promotes you or encourages you to move forward. So when I compare this to a 990 V5 in comparison, that shoe you feel just very planted to the ground. It has a heavy heel that feels very locked in. This pair does not feel like that whatsoever. But it's a very comfortable sneaker, like I said. You have a good amount of plushness to it, which is good. And I know a lot of people swear by this V6 model. Finally, in terms of the quality and craftsmanship, so first off, the material quality I thought was solid. This is like your typical made in USA quality, so we have genuine suedes. There are synthetic layers on this shoe, but that's typical across any New Balance sneaker. But I thought the build of the shoe was spotless as well. The stitch job was really solid, the panels were consistently cut between my left and right feet, the glue stains were coming in at a minimum, so all in all I was pretty pleased with how these were in real life. So with all of that out of the way now, let's toss these on feet, I'll lace them up and I'll show you guys how these look. I guess it depends on how much of a purist you are when it comes to New Balance. If you're more of a casual consumer, I guess this kind of looks like any other gray New Balance sneaker, but if you're kind of in the weeds in the brand and you have a lot of gray New Balance sneakers already, then I anticipate you'd appreciate this shoe a lot more. Yes, this is a gray-based New Balance sneaker, but like I said in the start, the tan and cream tones gives it more of a warmer vibe, and that's something I personally appreciate. Is this something I would pay full retail price for? Probably not. I think this is much more of a on discount pickup, but I don't fault you if you do pick this up for full price. This is a really nice sneaker, and the 990 V6 is very comfortable. So let me know in the comment section down below, what do you guys think about this Castlerock and Moonrock 990 V6? What are your overall thoughts on this colorway, and is this going to be a cop or a drop for you when they release on August 15th? As usual, if you guys enjoyed this review, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't yet. You can follow me on Instagram at esco8, follow me on X at sean.go spelled out, and visit my website as well at seango.ca. So thank you everyone for watching, hopefully you guys enjoy this review, and I'll catch all of you in my next video.